Hello, welcome to lesson 101. This is about rounding mixed numbers to the nearest whole number. Now, as we do remember, or as you should remember, that a mixed number is a mix between a whole number and a fraction. And the important thing to recognize in this lesson in order to round is recognizing what half is, whether a fraction is less than half or whether it's greater than half. And that will be different from case to case with your different denominators. So when I have a mixed number such as 7 3/4, I have a number line to kind of mentally picture, and I've drawn it out for you, but this helps us be able to picture, okay, here's 7. Your halfway point, whether it's going to round up or round down, is 7.5, and then 8. So 7 3/4 is between the whole numbers 7 and 8. That's not to be mistaken between rounding down to 6 or rounding up to 8. That's a common mistake I've seen from 5th graders. Please be careful. Your whole numbers are going to either be 7 itself or rounding up to 8. So if I have less than half, then it's going to be closer to 7. I'll round down to 7. If it's going to be more than half, then it's going to be closer to 8. And I drew a red mark here to be able to show you that 7 3/4 would be about right here, meaning it is closer to 8. 7 3/4 would round up to 8 because it is closer to the whole number 8. 3/4 is more than half. That's something that I hope you recognize, especially with this number line drawn out. And if this helps, please do this at least once you get used to rounding the mixed numbers, whether you're rounding up or rounding down. It helps to be able to draw a number line and just kind of picture, okay, where is it going to be between which two whole numbers? Example 1, we'll go ahead and do this together. Round 6 2/5 to the nearest whole number. So 6 2/5, I'm going to use the strategy that I hope a lot of you will look at and put into practice. I have a number line, and I'm going to have 6 2/5 in between the whole numbers 6 and 7, because 6 2/5 is more than 6, but it's less than 7. I'll make that a little bit more clear there. So 6 2/5, my denominator is 5, so really half of 5 is 2.5. So half of 5 is 2.5. I can't even really write that as a fraction, but I know that 2 is smaller than half of 5 because if I have 2 plus 2, I only get 4. I'm not at 5 yet, my denominator. So 6 2/5 is actually going to be kind of close. It's going to be right here. But it's still, if you can tell, it's still closer to, I'm going to put 6 2/5 here. It's still closer to 6, so I'm going to round down, meaning the nearest whole number it rounds to is 6. Example 2, this one goes into an extra step. I'm going to estimate these mixed numbers, and then I'm going to find the area of this rectangle. So I want you to go ahead and try that on your own. Estimate I put R. Estimate the area by rounding the length and width before multiplying. So I'm going to round 8 7/8. And I should recognize really quickly that 8 7/8 rounds up to the next whole number, which would be 9. 7 is more than half of 8, so this rounds to 9 inches. And 5 1/4. 1/4 is smaller than a half, so I'm going to round down, meaning I'm going to just round to 5. That would be the closest whole number. So I have 9 inches and 5 inches. And when I find area, I multiply length times width. Length times width. 9 times 5 is 45. And remember, since it's finding area, I'm labeling with inches, but since it's finding area, that means it's going to be inches squared. Or square inches. So 45 inches squared or 45 squared inches needs to be labeled correctly. So for your practice set, hopefully you understand how to round these mixed numbers, recognizing what half is. Please draw a number line if that helps. Draw a number line to be able to ask yourself what whole numbers is it in between. Is it going to be really closer to half, or is it going to be, if it's going to be less than half, or it's going to be greater than half? So your practice set problems A, B, C, D, E, and F hopefully will will not take you very long. I want you to at least try if you're having a little bit of trouble. We'll go over more of these in class together and check your understanding on all of the problems. Thank you very much for paying attention.